Sup, yo? Welcome back to another video by me, Xthina.
OG K-pop stan since 1998.
Guys, check this out. Yeah, I had to replace my previous TXT poster with my newest TXT poster, which came along with my album. I got their album and got Seven's newest album, and I may do a live stream this weekend to open them and, chit chat with y'all. Just an FYI. But anyways, so speaking of TXT, this video is obviously going to be me checking out some TXT. And I recently reacted to their opening sequence performance at their TXT comeback show on my Patreon. Though, in case you are new to my channel, the reason why I don't do reactions to live performances on my channel here on YouTube is because of getting the two that I got whenever I first started making reactions. So yeah, that traumatized me. However, luckily they have a dance practice which I can check out in full detail and then tell what I like and really like about the performance. So yeah, obviously I already know the song. The song is so interesting. I will give a little bit of what I felt about the song when I first heard it, when I checked out the performance. It gives such a sorrowful kind of feel, and even from the performance alone, they had such a sorrowful aura while they were performing. And I was saying how they're not just doing choreography, they're acting their sorrow that you get from the song. I feel like they've already done so much and has made such an impact in the world, but they're like, remember, we're still new, we still got a lot more to go. I'm still hoping to get tickets. Anyway, I'm rambling. I'm gonna go ahead and check out TXT's opening sequence dance practice. I'm gonna watch it once without pausing or talking, and I will watch it again where I will pause and talk about the things I like. So here we go. Quick pause. Before we get started, I would like to give a little shout out to all of my Captain Jack Sparrows over my Patreon for the extra X11 support. I hope y'all know how much I appreciate y'all's extraness.
That's got to be the best part I've ever seen.
Alright, let's get it. I can't believe Taeyeon's just like, ooh. Like, Taeyeon came out of nowhere with that beginning. And Subin. Did I just add an extra syllable in his name? Oh, goodness gracious. Bumgyu's holding him up, right? Yeah. Oh gosh, this part is so dramatic. I love it. Wow, that jump. Hey guys! Oh, that was so liquidy smooth. I love it, that imagery. God, Bumgyu. Woo! Yunjin always got me rolling my eyes. Oh gosh. Ooh! What? I remember being impressed by that, but damn. Kai, you with your charismatic self. Hey, that pop. Oh yeah, this. His. Like, why, Taeyeon? Why? God, they're so clean. Oh yeah, head like, whoa. Okay, I'm gonna have a lot to say, just an FYI, because there are still some people who get annoyed by a lot of talking and pausing. So if y'all don't want to hear what I have to say about how amazing this choreography is, you can go ahead and click out, because I'm about to do a lot of pausing and talking. Okay. Oh, I broke my own record. I paused at 1 second. So really enjoy how throughout the whole choreography, they have like this just kind of an image-ish thing. Oh, and also another thing I mentioned, I haven't checked out the album yet. I'm going to be doing that later on today for Patreon, where I check out the new album. What I had mentioned when I first saw opening sequence to performance, I was like, it made me look up the 5 stages of grief. And I was like, that's kind of interesting because there's 5 songs in the album and there's 5 members. So it's very symbolic. I don't know if that's a far reach or not, but that's just what I got from it. So this whole thing is very interesting because from what I know about grief and depression, right in the beginning for me, everything is kind of instant denial. So things are still kind of steady state. And then once you kind of come to when the shock of denial kind of subsides, your anger comes up real freaking fast. And then you're kind of at that high or I'm saying you, but it's more like me talking about my experience with depression and grief. You're in that high of very heightened feeling, whether it's sadness or anger or both really. And then once that feeling just gets too overpowering, the only way for you to move forward from the grief is for you to accept it and learn how to live with it. So then you can come back down to a calm or a new kind of calm, a new normal. So again, this could be a stretch, but a lot of the formations I saw is like this, where the members shine and all of a sudden you see like this circular thing. And that makes me think of how you feel during grief, how you feel during depression, because you're at a steady state in the beginning of denial. You quickly go up with the anger and sadness. Once it gets too much, then you learn how to make acknowledgement of it, accept it, and live with it. And you go back to here. And that's the circle of life. I don't mean to quote the Lion King, but that's what I get. Okay, yeah. It's only 1 second, Thina. Come on. Gosh, Tian, seriously. And see, like, it's so interesting how he was there right at the beginning of that circle that I pointed out. And then as he like walks through, they all kind of like just semi follow him or just lingering behind him, or he's taking the lead. So it's very interesting. All of a sudden we get this classic TXT V domino. So what I really like about the way they perform these movements, because technically, like doing this and doing this, it's not the most difficult moves. However, you can't just do a move for what it is. If a song, I still don't know the translation of the song yet, but from what I'm getting from the song, it's very sorrowful, like sorrow, like just makes you feel sad-ish, almost kind of like lost. And yeah, when you're performing dances for a song that has that kind of a meaning, you can't just be like da 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 da. Like you have to put emphasis in the movement, and that's exactly what TXT is doing here. Oh gosh, that's so freaking satisfying. Like the way Yunjin just like kind of drops down, and I like that Bumgyu is supporting him, and I like that what the rest of the members are doing kind of helps highlight what Yunjin's doing on the top. Why do I keep doing this? One thing that I said about the chorus choreography, I really love how big the movement is, because so remember how I was speaking about the 5 stages of grief? I'm not sure if I said this in the performance reaction on my Patreon, but the song almost is like the 5 stages of grief too, because in the beginning things start off really soft, and all of a sudden you just kind of explode into this dramatic feel in the chorus, and the moves get bigger too. So I just like the whole up and down thing, which is definitely something that people who experience grief and depression will go through it. Things will be good one day and it can go really bad like in a second. And it can go really good again. That's just how it is. It's the stages of grief are just grief and depression overall. It's not subtle. It's dramatic. It's a very dramatic thing. It's a lot. It's a lot. So I like that this big explosive feel in the chorus is matched with the choreography. That damn jump. Like what? The way, I don't know if you can see it or can tell, but the way they get like jump and go down, they're very light on their feet. Like they don't have a heavy landing, which is it takes so much skill to do that. To not only jump at the same time and have the light feel at the same time. I love how liquidy smooth that is. The flip of the hands, and then as the sides go like fan out, and then Yeonjun is in the middle, in the center, kind of brings them back together in this formation here. It's so together. Tomorrow by together. Again, another circular thing that I was pointing out because it's Bumgyu's turn now, but this time he's in the back, and then it's like this unfolding out here. I just noticed that circular formation and I appreciate it. And his little beautiful, graceful, and that pop. I love it. That boom, boom, and then they're all boom, boom. Like, this part, okay. Seriously, Bumgyu, graceful hand for the win. Oh gosh, seriously, it's so dramatic. There's so much emotion the way they're moving. And I really love the way they fan in and out for specific member shines. Like first it was Taehyun and now Bumgyu and then now Yeonjun. The way they fan in and out while he's doing his thing is so dramatic, but it's what's needed for what I feel with the song. Goodness gracious. So I like how as Yeonjun's doing his thing, first they fanned out this way, and then they went this way, and all of a sudden they spread out, and they're hitting that in the way they're singing there. That musicality changes everything. Ooh, I didn't notice that. Like as Yeonjun's doing that, his hand's doing this, and as his hand's doing that, it's almost like as if they follow what he's doing there, and then as he throws his arm, they're following there. Okay, more of the whole member control thing. Yes. Ooh. Smooth as. So the whole and all of a sudden they do like this whole swivel thing. Is kind of like a continuous move, which requires a lot of control. They're so controlled. You don't see them losing balance at all. Or face or aura. Let's just see the part again. Yes. That's an interesting domino there. Like first you would think Subin would start, then the first line second, but it was first line, second line, then Subin. Ooh. See the whole like the big movements with their legs and their arms. It's so beautiful. There's only 5 of them, but they're making such a big formation feel for me here. Guys, like, okay, I just want to see the chorus again. I just love the chorus so much. The whole switching of the musicality, the whole switching of the skill, because you see the big movement, you see the skip, like a little thing that they do with their feet to do the jump, and then you kind of see a little bit of like one-legged awesomeness here too. Like that little bit of a switch up there in the musicality is nice too. That little boom, and I liked how Yeonjun does that, and then they do like that hit, and then they kind of like texture it out. I like that I can see the difference there, the pop and then the textureness. Does that make sense? Yeah, and Taehyun's beautiful little solo here. Ooh. Even okay, I'm watching the members on the floor now. Like they look like they're really expressing grief, sorrow, depression, whatever, very well here. I'm telling you, they're not just laying on the ground. They're not just, in fetal position. They're like acting it out. And then even as Taehyun threw his hand back, that's like what made them fall back from their seating position. Y'all know what I mean. He is killing it. Woo, that spin. Just like that, they're back up on their feet. Opening sequence dance practice. Okay, actually, no, I can say this for all of their choreography. I was about to say that it's one hell of a performance. Yeah, TXT does pretty much show emotion in all of the stuff that I see them in. But I feel like there's a lot, like just that much more sprinkle of emotion in opening sequence in the way they're performing. Everything is so elongated, just dramatic. And when I say dramatic, I mean it in a good way, because sometimes I know the word dramatic can be said for something that's like annoying or just kind of unnecessary. When I say dramatic, I'm saying it for like performance purposes. It's not something subtle, because if I'm right about, or anywhere near right about the song being like the beginning of 5 stages of grief or depression, beginning of depression, it has to be dramatic. Something like that, something as human emotion as that is not subtle. Not subtle at all. It's complicated AF. So I like that they made things a little bit more dramatic in the width. Again, there's 5 of them. Usually, whenever I see dance crews or just idol groups in general, the more numbers there are in the group, the easier it is. Not easier. How can I say this? The bigger the group, the more, because in dance crews, the more people, the more dancers that you have in a dance crew, the more formations that you can make. And I think that's what I'm trying to say. The more formations that you can make, the more options that you have. That's what it is. The more options, not easier. So with smaller members in a performance, it can be pretty tricky to not only have different kind of formations and creativity and traveling and everything, but it's also tough to kind of make a really wide impact. So TXT proved all that wrong, because they're like, yeah, there's 5 of us, but check this out. All right, guys, well, thank you so much for checking out this video here with me on my YouTube. I hope you have a great day, and until the next video coming up, peace.